What's going on, people? Oh man. Juju, hope you guys are having a great day. Do. All right. Oh man, my neck is stiff. Hopefully, you guys won't hear too much of me chewing on some Doritos. I hope. What's up, Steven? Hope you're doing well, brother. Yep. Doing good. Just knocking out some commissions. Sucks some of these blanks. Some of them take color very, very well. And then some want to really suck the color up. So some of them do great. Some of them do terrible. But there's some that are still good. They just kind of suck color. You have to kind of lay that color on a little bit to try to get some of these lines out. You know what I mean? Kind of have to build it up more than you really should. What's up, Michael? Hope you're doing well. Guys, if you haven't grabbed a copy of my new artist exclusive for Image Comics with DOT Zero, the Elvis book, make sure you go grab one, guys. that book is going to be hot. Don't miss out on it. What's up, John? Oh, the ones that push the core around. Yeah, this isn't one of those where it just the alcohol wants to float on top of the blank. Thank God. But it's just one of those a bit more rough type material, so it really absorbs marker, which that's okay. It's just yeah, the other ones are, yeah, I hate those other bastards. I think I've gotten rid of most of them. You know, but yeah, those other ones are terrible. Yeah, I need to get this one knocked out. I just got back from the post office, so I sent a good bit of you guys some stuff. Yeah, I mean, what's up, Paul? I think so. Yeah, I'm working on a Doom, and then I've got to lay my inks on a Venom. Yeah, there's definitely, you know, obviously some rough ones. You know, but um, but I mean, you can still use the slick ones, the old crappy ones. Uh, yeah, look on my website, Psycho Sal. Oh, and a heads up for artists. I'm about halfway through writing my mummy story, my one-shot mummy story. That's about two of my other two daughters and a mummy in the 1930s. I'll be looking for some artists to do some guest covers on that series here soon. So you artists keep your eyes open for that, and I'll make an official post at some point, and you guys can chime in on that post. And like I said, now I'm only going to have, you know, like around 3 spots because it's just a one-shot book. So I'm not putting tons of covers on it, just like I did on Cursed Moonlight. So when you see that happens, make sure you pay attention. But yeah, if you're needing Psycho Sal books, look on my website, or you can PM me with what issues you're missing. So right now, Psycho Sal issues are on sale for $10 a piece instead of the normal 15. And issue number 1 is $20. So $15. So issue number 1's 15. The other books, 2 through 8 are $10 a piece, plus shipping on the order. So they're on sale right now until we launch or get ready to launch the next Kickstarter, and then they'll go back up to normal price. But yeah, you can PM me what issues you need, or you can go on the website and order them straight through the website. Now on the website, they're going to be $15 a piece. Yeah. Just when you see that post, John, make sure you comment on it. Oh, okay, cool, Paul. Make sure you're reading it though, Paul. I don't know if you are or not. I mean, sadly, I don't know who all is reading the book. I know a shit ton of people are reading it. I mean, issue number 1, cover A, is already passed 10,000 printed and sold of just cover A. That's not counting, any of the Comic-Con exclusives for number 1 or the comic shop exclusives for number 1, etc. So I know shit tons of people are reading it. I mean, I just had to put in another order for 100 more copies of Psycho Sal number 1 cover A the other day. But yeah, make damn sure you guys are reading the book. Those of you that are not, it's a damn good read. I promise you're not going to regret it. It is, in my opinion and many other people's opinions, one of the best comics on the market right now. So far, I've not personally found or had anyone mention otherwise that there's anything better right now. The book's on fire. So make damn sure, you guys are reading it, because it is one hell of a roller coaster ride. What's up, Ryan? So if you need Psycho Sal, right now is a damn good time to get issues 1 through 8. Issue number 9 is 1 page from being done, and then that goes to Kickstarter here soon, sometime this month, I hope. So yeah, it's definitely one hell of a ride. So if you're not reading it, you're damn sure missing out. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm working on this, and then I'll be working on a Venom piece right after this. I've got to do the inks on the Venom, etc. But yeah, you're severely missing out if you're not reading that damn book. There's not shit on the market right now that outdoes it. I'm sorry, there's just not. And that's not me trying to be an ego or anything like that. That's just, I'm sorry, that's just fact. There's just not shit on the market right now that can touch it. Oh, shit. Yeah, I've seen a bunch of my stuff on eBay. I've seen a lot of it sell for really good prices, which is awesome. I've seen some go cheaper than what they should. I've seen some go, in my opinion, way higher than it should. But, who am I to decide, what I think my stuff is worth? That's for you guys to decide. And a lot of times you guys decide heavy. And I appreciate that. Yeah, Doom's one of my favorite characters from Marvel. He's always fun to draw, in my opinion. At least I think so. I think Doom is such a great character. I mean, both character-wise, story-wise, etc., and of course, visually. I hope they do him justice in the MCU. No, I haven't looked yet, Cameron. I'm just knocking out the stuff from the other day. So, yep, Charter Comics. Doug, everybody, y'all make damn sure you got my new cover for Image Comics, the Department of Truth Zero. It's about Elvis. Y'all make damn sure you have it. That book is going to be hot. I'm telling you right now. So if you haven't grabbed it yet, make sure you go grab it. Make sure y'all support it. That is a artist exclusive. I funded that book, so make sure you go grab one. Oh yeah, there's shit tons of comics with a zero. Oh yeah, zeros for comics have been around forever. I'm eating Doritos, so I apologize if you can hear it. I appreciate it, Ryan. Yeah, that was a damn highway robbery sale. That's what that was. If you artists or people didn't take advantage of that damn sale, you severely missed out. Nobody ever does $5 blank sales. Not those kind of quality blanks. The only time you ever see $5 blanks is they're trash. I just got too many. Just way too many. Yeah, this one, this is actually yours I'm working on, Cameron. This is the one from that sale that you grabbed a headshot on. But yeah, you guys better do me a favor. Y'all better go grab a copy of that damn DOT. Better go grab a copy. Yep. I chose a Doom. Yeah, usually if anybody ever puts Doom on a damn sale list on one of those huge discount sales I do, if somebody puts Doom on that damn list, I'm almost always going to pick Doom. Excuse me. Apologize if you can hear me eating and drinking. I apologize. Do. God damn. What's up, Jason? Smack, slurp, slurp. Mm-hmm. Um, I don't, I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely excited to see Doom. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I definitely, like many others, I do believe that it was a cop out, to bring Downey into it. I really do. I think that was a severe cop out. Um, you know, uh, but we'll see. We'll see. Because I want, like I said, Doom's one of my favorite Marvel characters in general. So, I want a legit Doom. I really do. I want a legit Doom. Um, and I hope that he is, the big bad for this universe. Um, but we'll see. Like I said, I got my fingers crossed, and I am damn sure hoping. Shit, I forgot my white pen. Hang on a second. Oh. So, damn, we lost everybody. We had like 8 people in here. Nobody hangs around anymore, man. Like they bounce really quick. Little highlights like that. 2015 Circuit Wars. I got you. What do you mean? What am I doing around the eye? Really not focus more than that. Let me grab my other white pen now. I need my fine tip one. Oh. Okay. Look at that right there. Oh. What's up, mommy? Yep. Little Dr. Doom. Put a little bit more highlight on those areas. Like that right there. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. I think I want to talk in that mouth area a little more. Damn it. down here. Then we'll push that back a little bit. Just a hint of textures in there. Thank you, thank you. I think that works. So we'll let that one dry. We got to move it. Oh shit, that's white pen. Can't draw with that one. What's up, Miss Heather? Hope everybody is doing well. Hope everybody's having a great day. Oh, awesome. got to move it. Yep, we are Venom. Yeah, the this character's always fun to draw. Him and the Bat Who Laughs are probably my most requested pieces. And that is fine by me because they are a lot of fun. Anybody reading anything good right now? Y'all better be reading Psycho Sal. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. I didn't know they did a comic of it. Damn it, where's my eraser? Ugh. All my drawing stuff was in there in the living room because I was watching Crimson Tide earlier when I was working. And then just some YouTube stuff. Sorry for the shaky shake. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, Miko did a cover for Psycho Style also. A lot of people don't know that. Miko did a cover for Psycho Style and Ryan Kincaid. Yep, issue number 8 is out. Issue number 7 is 1 page from being done. And the only reason it's not done is because it's waiting on me to make a decision. Because that particular page that is waiting on me, the last damn page of Psycho Sound number 9, is supposed to be the reveal of Psycho Sal's real face. And I have been stuck on that for, hell, technically 3 days now, counting today. I cannot decide if I want to reveal it. That's what I'm stuck on. Because I don't technically have to. It's not anything that moves the story or does anything with the story. So I'm severely stuck on it. I can't seem to make up my mind whether I really want to show the face yet, or show the face, because what is you what? Oh, heck yeah, that works out great. The pencil thing. Yeah, I use one of those roll-up things that has all my stuff in it. But yeah, it's that it's waiting on me. It's waiting on me for that, because I, honest to God, cannot decide if I want to reveal him. What's up, Kevin? I thought about that at one time, but that one I can't do, because I can put somebody in a background shot, or being as a background character, or even a central character being not central, but a character being murdered. I can do that, and I don't really have to worry about anything. But you can't. I can't really put anyone's likeness as his face, because let's say that book were to blow up and catch on, I would have to deal with that repercussions of somebody wanting paid. You know what I mean? And it's just not worth that possibility of having to argue and fight with somebody about it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as sad as that is, and I hate that, but I can't. I can't use anybody's likeness for who he is. But like I said, it's, you know, it's one of those things that it's not needed for the book. Um, shit, I don't remember. Ryan Kincaid was like issue number 6 or something like that, and I think Miko was like issue number 3 or 4, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I had 2 concepts for his face. One was an idea Andrea actually gave me, which was a great idea. We talked about it last night on the show last night, and that was to make him pretty, make him very handsome, and that was a great idea, because in nature, things that are extremely dangerous and deadly are pretty. So that was a great idea. I love that idea that she gave me. Because like I said, again, in nature, anything just insanely deadly is very, very colorful and beautiful. But originally I had his face as more of a possessed kind of pure hate on, incarnate type face, where it was where technically his actual real face was even more frightening than the mask he wore, because again, he's meant to be pure evil, so and it's meant to be more and more terrifying in general. And so I that's what I was initially, was planning to do, was to kind of go that route, and create this just extremely, evil looking type face. And that's what I have drawn. But, the more because the whole point, like I was telling them last night, the whole legit true point of Psycho Sal was to show people how y'all are not as safe as y'all think you are. Walking around with your faces buried in your phone, people not paying attention to who's parked next to them in parking lots, or, late at night, who's walking near them, who's following them, onto subways and down alleyways, etc., etc. That was the whole point of Psycho Sal, was to show people how truly, truly, truly unsafe you really, really are. Like a pure, that was the whole point. And, so, and by having Psycho Sal being something that isn't recognized, that that's why we strip Psycho Sal of any serial killer patterns. That's why there's no rhyme or reason, from what people can tell, of why he hunts the way he hunts. Normally serial killers hunt a certain way, like we talked about. If they're hunting blondes, brunettes are safe, and vice versa. If they're hunting women, then men are safe. So that's why we stripped all that, and we made Psycho Sal absolutely not caring, from what the reader could tell, who the victims were, that it didn't matter to him per se. So we stripped that, which is why it turns, instead of a city fearing for one group of people, now they're fearing for every single person walking around. What's up, Miss Andrea, my beautiful, beautiful girlfriend? So that was the point of Psycho Sal. So we stripped all that safety net away. We stripped away the patterns. We stripped away who could be safe and who couldn't. We truly pushed that envelope into the world of anyone can be a victim at any time. So by doing that, though, one of the other things was, no one had a clue. When you read the book, no one had a clue or has a clue who the killer really is, which makes it even more terrifying because it literally could be anyone standing next to you in a uh, um, restaurant or a movie theater or a grocery store. So, that's the type of fear we wanted to generate, was that right there, that, oh, holy shit, anybody at any time. And then on top of the fact that absolutely no one is safe, you also have the fact that no one trusts anyone. You know what I mean? So we remove all of that, which creates for a very terrifying concept. And so, one of the things, by not ever showing you guys in the book who the killer was, what he looks like, that creates, I don't have to necessarily ever show that. So that's why I'm stuck on this last damn page, because part of me wants to show people what he looks like. But then there's part of me that doesn't, because it's not needed. And it doesn't add anything to the story. It doesn't resolve anything that would need someone's look to resolve. And the book itself, once I started breathing life into it, it's evolved. So even the book itself isn't necessarily word for word what I originally wanted it to be and what I wanted to happen. I've always said, you guys heard me talk about this, I'm a big believer in letting comics, artwork, etc., generate its own energy and become what it's supposed to be. So for all intents and purposes, Psycho Sal is real. He's grown past what I had him designed for. So that's what I'm kind of stuck on, is there is that part of me that I want to show you guys, whether I go with the handsome, beautiful concept, which makes the whole thing even more disturbing, because everybody wants to think that any type of killer is going to be this ugly, nasty, evil looking thing. And sometimes they're very good looking and charming. And again, like I said, in nature, that makes things very terrifying in nature, because that's how that works in nature. If you've ever seen stuff, animals and insects and things like that, they're designed to be very, very pretty, very beautiful, very enticing. I mean, that's why the mythology of like vampires were always that thing, because, the prettier they are, the sexier they are, the more inviting they are, the more easy they are to get near their prey. So yeah, so that's what I'm kind of stuck on. Yeah, it does, it does nothing for the book. Well, those are all great ideas. I mean, sadly, I can't tell you what we're doing, but yeah, I get what you guys are talking about. Like I said, because again, for a lot of people that may not have, who haven't read the book, there's nothing that, the book, the story, the concept, the idea, it's not to be one of those things where it's there's not a definitive stop button. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like books like that. Those are some of my favorite storytelling concepts, is when books, aren't hard, definitive ending moments. You know what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. So again, it just, trying to figure that out is what's been my thing. Football players. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I'm, and plus, Psycho Sal, the other thing we've always preached about it, Psycho Sal, is again, it's one of those things where it's meant to be anyone at any given time. Anyone could be Psycho Sal. That's the whole point and concept to the creation of him and the storytelling the way it is. Anyone can be Psycho Sal. That's the whole point. Anyone could take your life at any moment, no matter what, where, when, or how, or whatever you are. I mean, really and truly, when you sit and think about it, and that's the point of Psycho Sal, is we really aren't safe. You know what I'm saying? We really aren't. Anyone can take your life at any moment. Road rage, killer, car accident, whatever, idiot with a knife. I mean, that's how fragile it really is. And so many people walk around in this little imaginary bubble that nothing can happen to them. Like I said, dude, I don't know how many times, I've sat, in parking lots or stuff after a Comic-Con, answering emails or answering messenger stuff. While I'm getting ready to leave, 9, 10 o'clock at night, or 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night from a con. And I look up and I see people walking across their parking lots and stuff like that. And they're not paying zero attention to anything going on around them. And which lends to that concept that, they're not paying attention to who's walking beside them, behind them. They're not paying attention to, who's parked next to their car when they go to get in it. All they're doing is staring at their phones. So that's why we always did Psycho Sal that way. We wanted him to try to get people to pay attention that, that at any moment it could go bad. And then, like I said, the fact that we don't know who he is, that lends to that concept that, you walking around oblivious to what's going on around you can also, you don't know that person standing next to you, whether they're friend or foe. You should be like, I'm a big believer. I don't trust any damn body. When I'm out in public, like if you've ever been anywhere with me, I'm constantly looking around, and I worked in the insurance world dealing with life and death all the time. So I know people that's lost their life because of accidents, and then of health, and then of course of actual violence. I've dealt with a lot of burials, in and around Memphis that dealt with random violence, and sometimes not so random, family members, spouses, etc. So, so I know that world. So I'm one of those people. I sit with facing the door. I sit towards kind of near, a lot of times near a door and facing it. And I just don't trust people. I'm not on my phone late at night when I'm walking to my car after shows or whatever. So, that was, like I said, that was the whole kind of point of him, was anyone at any time could be that victim. So showing his face isn't needed. I mean, it's not needed, not even in a little bit. Originally, like I said, the story has evolved. Originally, I had plans to kind of make a reveal that he was someone you knew from the book, which in a way he is still, but like I said, the story's evolved. So there's no point in that anymore. Psycho Sal is bigger than that original concept. Now he's more of a entity. He's grown more into that supernatural side of things, and I like that. I like that concept. I like the concept of evil not having, you know, something as simple as, oh, it's just an evil person. You know what I mean? Because you know, and that comes to the mythology, not mythology, but the hope you have for people. And that's, you know, that just a regular even though I know it's true that regular normal people can just be cruel and hateful, you want to believe that it's just not that simple, that it's or not necessarily that simple, but you know, you don't want to believe that it's just that easy for somebody to do such terrible things to someone. So, you know, like I said, even though I know that is the case, that for the most part, people can be evil with no rhyme or reason, no mystical, you know, thing forcing them to do it. They're just evil. And that's a terrifying thing in itself. But so, like I said, Psycho Sal's kind of evolved from that initial concept that it was somebody just being hateful and evil to there's more to the story that is, again, taking on more of a you know, not mystical, but supernatural type feel to it, you know. So, and that's also kind of how the stories evolved, Mombi. You know, because if you read the book, like he starts, you know, the character starts becoming this larger and larger than life thing, and it starts feeling like he's in more places than one. Again, because of just, you know, that concept of evil can be anywhere at any time. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's like I said, if you read the book and you legitimately pay attention, you know, you'll see how he evolves. I mean, even the way he looks, you know, if you go back and look how he looked, you know, even from when I was first drawing him, not, you know, not necessarily the way Marcelo was drawing him, but if you go back and you look how he looked when I first started drawing him on the covers, etc., compared to how he started looking, you know, later on in the book, you'll see that that progression. You know, what's up, Kevin? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. So yeah, and again, that falls back to what I try to tell writers and creators and artists. You know, the concept of you have to let things mature and grow on their own. Because a character, an art piece, a story, whatever it is, it will evolve into what it's meant to be if you let it. You know what I'm saying? And that I've definitely seen that with Psycho Sal. And the fans have just absolutely loved it. And I'm so glad of that. I'm so proud of that. It's awesome seeing, you know, what it's turned into. Yeah, exactly. And you know, and that's again, that's kind of part of why I changed it from what I was doing, because I didn't really want to fall into that cliche. The more I thought about it and the more I watched it, I didn't want to fall into that cliche, that because that's what it was. If I'd have stayed on the path it was on, I have got to feel my damn markers back up. If I'd have stayed on that path that I was on, damn it, and let it evolve. I mean, not evolve. Damn it. I have really got to feel my gray markers. You know, it would have been fine. People would have still enjoyed the story, you know, for sure. But it would have fallen into that same old, you know, cliche of you know, of oh, it's, we didn't expect that. Nobody saw it coming. That kind of thing. You know what I mean? It would have fallen right into that. And that just felt like it just didn't. Yeah, I got to fill these markers. That one's empty too. I use gray tone so much. So yeah, I didn't want to do that. So I let, as the character started trying to grow, I let it do its own thing, and I think we ended up with a much better product, like, because it definitely lends more to the creepiness, of the character when it's like that. So what have you guys? You guys are the fans. What have you? What do you guys think of the series so far? I mean, hopefully all you guys have read it. I hope you guys have. And don't drop any spoilers because there's still people that are ordering issue number 8. So definitely don't drop any spoilers. But what do you guys think about it? I mean, you guys read comics. What do you guys, what's been your take on this type of storytelling? Because we've never had this type of storytelling in comics, especially with the whole perspective change and things like that expose you to different different parts of the story. Yeah, sadly I use gray tones on a lot of covers, so I go through them pretty damn quick. I just need to, and I've got refills. I just need to sit down and put the damn refills in. Who's y'all's favorite character in the book? Mine's Sarah. I think Sarah's my favorite. What's up, Juan? I know one damn thing. Y'all make damn sure y'all show up. Mombi, everybody, I'm putting everybody on call out. Y'all make damn sure you show up for Psycho Sal number 9. Because I need to go big on that Kickstarter. I've done solid by you guys for 8 books, making sure they stayed extremely affordable. We've got a great lineup for characters. For covers on this issue. So, but I'm putting everybody on notice. I need you guys to show up. So please make sure you do. We're going to be doing Psycho Sal trucker hats on this one. We're going to be doing Psycho Sal hoodies, and we're going to be doing them as stretch goal giveaways. But I need you guys to show up and show up big. Okay, Andrew. Yeah, a lot of people like Sal. I'm trying my damnedest to make him not likable, but everybody keeps latching on to him. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm working on those two. Well, that one's done, but yeah, y'all make damn sure. I get that you guys are, a lot of you are Marvel DC fans. I get it, but I need you guys to show up and start supporting some indie stuff if you're not yet. Indie's doing big things right now. Psycho Sal's on fire. 8,000 printed and sold of Psycho Sal #1. Just regular #1. If you add in all the comic shop exclusives, the Comic-Con exclusives, we're about 90. I know we're over 9,000. Yeah, like I said, I'm torn on that one. I really, sadly, I am really, really torn on if I want to do an actual reveal for his face. Because, like I said, technically, for the story, it isn't needed, like I mentioned. If I put it in, I'm just putting it in to put it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no impact. Whereas, technically, if I ever wanted to revisit anything, that could be something that could be impactful for a later time. So that's why, like I said, that's why I'm trying to give it a lot of thought, because it is literally the only page left to do. Yep, that's right. Oh, awesome, Mombi. Yeah, thank you so much for grabbing a T-shirt. We should have the Cursed Moonlight books in the next week or so. And then I'll start getting those shipped out along with the Cursed Moonlight T-shirts. Sorry if you can hear me. I'm eating Doritos. That's exactly right, Miss Andrea. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. Takes away mystery. We'll see. Yeah, like I said, the two options I had is I had a really terrifying, scary face that was kind of more scarier than the mask he's wearing. So I had that one. And then Andrea, like I mentioned earlier, she gave me a great idea about actually making him handsome and throwing the readers for a loop there. But like I said, as I looked at it and I thought about it more and more, I don't think I want to reveal who he is. I like I said, it's not needed for the story. And, that's part of, there's just, there's just some things that you don't necessarily have to do. And that's, again, that's kind of what I'm torn on is, I don't think it's needed right now. Yeah, like I said, I'm still thinking on it, but I have to make a decision today. I can't hold the book up anymore because I'm being indecisive. I just can't. Oh, you know, I get what you're talking about there, and I thought about that a little bit, but then at the end of it, I was like, yeah, no, no, that's just a little too parody. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're talking about, but really and truly, that's just a little too parody with the mask and you know the mask under a mask kind of thing. And that's one thing I've always, you know, I've made sure with Psycho Sal, and that's there is not shit funny about it. You know, really. I mean, there's like no comedy in that book. That you know, that was something I always made sure from the get go was that that we didn't have, you know, anything like that. Oh yeah, I've done some xenomorphs and they come out freaking badass, dude. And if anybody ever wants a xenomorph or predator, you let me know. I'll give you a good deal on doing one because people don't really ever ask. I'll do it every once in a while. I'll get to do a predator or a xenomorph. I was kind of hoping the damn new TV show, you know, would kick it off a little better, but no, nobody's asked yet. I don't know why. We've got xenomorph blanks. Now we have the predator versus whoever Marvel shit. You know, so, but nobody's asked. I'll tell you what, you decide you want one, let me know. My normal price for headshots on blank and colors, $200. And if somebody grabs a damn Predator or Xenomorph, because that's two of my favorite sci-fi horror characters, I'll do the damn things for $140 shipped. That's a $60 damn discount. Well, $140 plus shipping. That's a $60 discount. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. Yeah, you let me know. Technically, my commission list is full at the moment, but I'll make a damn spot for that. Yeah, send me a PM, Kevin, so I don't forget. I'll damn sure take you up on that offer. Which one? Xenomorph or Predator? Because I think I have one. I think I only have like one Predator blank. I mean, Xenomorph blank left. It's a black one. For some reason, they didn't do any damn white blanks in that thing. Xeno, yeah, send me a PM so I don't forget. Yeah, I'll work with you on that. Like I told you guys, a lot of artists are that way. Don't ever be afraid to ask. You know, because there's a lot of artists out there that if you pick a character for a a commission that you know that is something they really like or something, you know, a lot of times you not only could you possibly get a good deal out of it, but you might they may even be able to make time on their commission list, even though their commission list could be full. A lot of artists. There's so many great characters out there. Comic wise characters that there's shit tons we would love to do. But like I said, a lot of times we kind of get, pushed into this world of drawing just certain characters. And don't get me wrong, we're happy to draw those characters. We really are. But there's a lot of great damn characters out there that we don't ever really get to touch because we're drawing the same. All right, thank you, Kevin. We're drawing the same, 20 characters over and over. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, people want what they want. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying you can't get what you want. You're paying for it. Get whatever character you want. But if you're ever in that boat where you're like, well, shit, I want something from that guy, but I don't really know what I want. If you're ever in that damn boat, just ask the artist. Say, hey, look, I love your artwork. I want a commission from you. I don't have a clue what I want. Is there anything that you would love to draw that you don't get to draw? And see what they say. You'd be surprised, what could come of that question. Yeah, it's way too early for that, Patrick. I wouldn't even remember. So yeah, just guys, you realize you don't have to wait till tax time or any other time to get commissions from me. You can go to my website and make your purchases and use Afterpay, use Klarna, use Shop Paying For. So, I mean, you could take a $200 head sketch or whatever the case and use Klarna and Afterpay and Shop Pay and PayPal credit and all this other payment options and make payments on your piece. And even though you're making payments on the piece, you get your commission right away. So it's not like one of those things where I have to wait until you've made all your payments and then I draw your piece. So keep that in mind, guys. I know that's relatively new. We just put that on the website this year. So I know a lot of you guys are not used to seeing that yet. So keep that in mind. You can go right there to the website. There's options to get headshots, full bodies, half bodies, on sketch blanks, on 11 by 17, etc., etc. So go check that out. Don't be afraid to do that. Like I said, it gives you a great option. You're not paying full price right then. You just make payments on what you got, but you get your commission right away. So food for thought on that, guys. I mean, when you take, $200 or $300 or whatever the case may be, and you split that damn thing into 4 payments, it doesn't break the bank. That's the whole point that I applied for that. I went through the paperwork process to get you guys, the ability to do Afterpay and Klarna, etc. So go use that to go take advantage of it. All right, I think I'm happy with that. So yeah, just like I said, just food for thought on that. Oh, okay. But like I said, it's there. You guys just need to go use it. Again, it's a great option to allow you to get stuff without breaking the bank. So. All right. I think I like that. And this one will be up for grabs for the Venom fans out there. I had laid out the pencils for this thing a long time ago, and I just never got around to finishing it. So I figured while I was finishing up this Doctor Doom, I would go ahead and get it knocked out. So that one will actually be up for grabs. Or should I raffle it? Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Oh, guys, on the Scooby-Doo raffle. Okay, for those that haven't seen it, go grab a spot. There's only 2 spots left, and they're only like $15 spots or some shit, so stupidly affordable. But that raffle, you win a Scooby-Doo vinyl figure that is signed by me, has a fully painted Scooby-Doo baller remark on it by me, but it's also signed by Scott Ines, the guy who does the voice for Scooby-Doo, Shaggy, and a bunch of other characters. So not only is it signed by him, but it has an actual quote on it for Ruh-Roh for Scooby. And then you also win 2 weekend gold VIP membership tickets worth $100 a piece by themselves to Scott's Comic-Con he's doing in Gonzales, Louisiana in December of this year. Now, you don't got to use the tickets. You can give them away. You can sell them, whatever the hell you want to do with them. But there's only 2 spots left in that raffle, so go grab a spot on that, guys. Because my next raffle I'm going to put up is going to be for one of my statues out of my personal collection. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I try my best on them. Venom's one of my favorite characters to draw. Him and the Bat Who Laughs. I've probably drawn those 2 characters. Jesus, man, I've probably drawn them. I bet you 300 times plus each. They're my most requested commissions by a large margin. Which is fine by me, because they are, for me personally, they're a blast to draw. I absolutely enjoy it. I get a kick out of them. So that, for me, that's play. You know what I'm saying? That's playtime for me, if that makes sense. Hang on one second. I'm kind of done for the evening, but let me get this thing out of the way. Bear with me a second. Uh-oh. Hang on one second, guys. There we go. Sorry about that. I was unplugging this one because I stick it right here, and of course it's in the way. But because I'm going to wrap this up and then grab dinner. I haven't eaten yet. That's why I'm chewing on chips. But I want to get that knocked out, and I want to hang out with you guys a little bit. Like I said, I want to try to do more of these, live drawings with you guys in the evenings. But damn it, I keep turning my hat the wrong way. But yeah, those 2 characters I've probably drawn more than 300 damn times. And like I said, I don't mind that. They're great characters. They're a lot of fun. Damn, we lost people again. We had like 6 or 8 people in here. All right, I got you, Mr. Kevin. Yeah, just if you want to, Kevin, I'm sure you have it saved already, but you can just send the 150 to this with the shipping. That includes shipping, and I'll go in there. I'll go in there. I'm pretty sure I got one blank left, and I'll go pull it. If I don't, I'll just order one. That's not a big deal. I've got a couple people that are ahead of you that I've got to get finished. Um, but yeah, there. I mean, like I said, that's the way it works a lot of times, man. Like if you guys, I'm gonna tell you, let you guys in on a secret if you don't know, and pretty much every single artist, pro artist like myself, will back this up. If you, the most bang for your buck that you will get from any artist is two things. One is you when you order a commission, you tell them to just draw their favorite character. If you do that, that right there is going to be your biggest bang uh, for your buck. That right there will be the absolute biggest bang. Is let the artist just draw whatever character they want to draw, and you'll get your money's worth. The other one is you know, if you reach out to an artist and they say, oh well, my commission list is full, I don't have time to do it. You know, a lot of times they will go, well, you know, what character were you thinking about doing? And if you just answer with, oh, I was just going to let you pick your favorite character and draw it, you know, most of the time that'll get you in the door. Because again, you know, a lot of times when we're drawing stuff, it isn't necessarily always uh, clicking noise. Oh, hang on. Okay, there. I forgot to switch it back to the snowball. Can you hear me now? A little better. Um, yep, exactly. Um, so I mean, and now that it's not necessarily going to work every time because you know they could be, you know, sometimes we're so damn swamped we can't squeeze anybody in, but it is a possibility that that could get you in there. But I, you know, like I said, because most of the time we're not really drawing the characters per se that we would necessarily want to draw. Most of the time it's you know just different stuff that other people want, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, when you're paying money for this stuff, you should get exactly what you want. Now, you know, if you're just absolutely determined to get a certain character no matter what, then by all means get your certain character because, you know, I do believe, you know, you have to tailor that to the artist. You know, obviously, if you come to someone like me and you go, "Oh, draw your favorite character," usually it's going to be Doctor Doom. It's going to be the Bat Who Laughs. You know, Venom. You know, you know, maybe Harley Quinn or Joker. You know, that kind of stuff. So if you're a Bad Who Laughs fan, or if you're a Venom fan, or if you're a Doctor Doom fan, you know, you know you're going to get one of those pieces you love. But if you go to somebody and let's say you're wanting a Batman piece or you're wanting a Superman piece or something, and all they draw is females, then you may not be that happy with what you get if you tell them to draw whatever character they like. Because it could be they're going to draw some random, you know, superhero female character and you may be somebody that doesn't really collect those. So you do have to kind of be careful about who you do that with. Now, if you know, if you're you collect, uh, yeah, that's no problem, Kevin. Um, um, you know, if you know, if you go to someone and all they draw is female characters, then you should be okay. So you definitely have to be careful with it, because you don't want to accidentally go to somebody just because you love maybe their art or something they've done once, or maybe you're just a fan of them in general. You know, and you go to them and say, "Oh, draw me any character you want," and they draw you Archie because Archie's their favorite character. You know, you could be in a situation there where you may not like what you got. So I definitely believe in, you know, if you're just hardcore, you want a specific character, then tell the artist the character you want, because we're here to draw what you want us to draw. You know, we're not here to necessarily just, you know, dictate to what we want to draw. And, you know, and that's why I see a lot of times, you know, I see artists who back themselves into corners where all they do is draw females. And then every time somebody wants a guy commission, Batman, Superman, whatever, you know, then you don't get your money's worth because they can't draw guys. I think that's such a silly thing for artists to do, is back themselves in a corner. And don't get me wrong, I understand why they do it sometimes when it comes to female characters, because the TNA sales. So they try to milk that majority of fan base that wants to buy half naked ass characters. And, you know, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Collect what you want. But I'm just saying, as an artist, you can't do that. That's one of the reasons why, if you guys have ever noticed, a lot of artists who only draw female characters almost never have published covers, or they don't have very many. Because if you're drawing somebody's indie book and their main character is a male, they're not necessarily wanting you to draw some random female from inside the book. Yeah, you know, now mine's a little different. I lucked up with mine because Sarah is a primary character, so I can put Sarah Dinks on the cover of a Psycho Sal book. When we get over to Cursed Moonlight, Cycle of Blood Moon, I can put females on the cover of that because there's main character females in the book. So it works. But it doesn't work like that in a lot of indie books. A lot of indie books tend to have, a male antagonist. So that's why you see a lot of people not doing a lot of covers, because they can't draw males. Or if they do, they look extremely feminine. So like I said, you should get what you pay for. You should get your money. You're paying, you should get what you want. So, don't be afraid to just tell artists what you want. Now, of course, the most important thing is damn sure don't handhold. I want Batman. You can give some basic, direction, but do not turn it into hand holding. So it's okay. Let's say you want a Batman commission, and let's say you're doing a full body background in color. It's okay to go, okay, I want Batman. He's on top of a rooftop. He's on the edge of the building. There's a gargoyle hanging off the building next to him. It's dark and it's raining and it's stormy. That's okay. But don't come in there with that directions and then also go, okay, I want his one hand turned like this. I want his one arm up like this. I want his knee over here. I want him looking up this way. Don't do that shit. That kills an artist's creativity. And it creates, not only does it create a very stiff image, because what you think looks good in your head isn't what always looks good on paper, because we want to try to create the most dynamic looking stuff when it comes to full body and even headshots and stuff. So you don't want to handhold. I get that you're paying for something, but don't do that. You will strangle the creativity, and you'll get something that looks rushed. You'll get something that looks stiff because the person, they're annoyed now and they're just ready to be done. We're the artists. You need to trust, our thought process and our experience. It's okay to give some direction, but you need to still be soft with it. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's nothing wrong with you, asking for being specific to a degree and getting your money's worth out of what you're getting. And also the other thing too is because artists have bad days sometimes. We're exhausted. We're stretched thin. We're traveling. We're jet lagged in some cases. We're beat to death in others. Sometimes not everything is going to look mint. You know what I mean? Not everything's going to be top tier 10 level 10 quality. And if you do need to be a little understanding to a degree, but you also need to speak up. If an artist ever does something for you, and let's say it just didn't turn out the way you wanted it to be. Now, again, there's a margin there. You can't be nitpicking some little minor ass shit. Okay. But if you're at somebody draw you a Batman headshot and it looks like, and it's a professional that does quality work 9 times out of 10, and what he just did or she just did looks like a 10-year-old scribbled it, you need to say something. Don't just take that and walk off telling them how much you loved it and then run to social media and talk about how they dropped the ball and how you didn't get your money's worth and you felt like you got it rushed. If you can't say shit right there in front of them, don't go to social media running your mouth. Okay. Because most artists, because sometimes we're tired, sometimes a blank isn't cooperating with us. The colors aren't laying the way they should. And it's a blank you brought us, so there ain't shit we can do about it. Or we're just exhausted and, we have a lot of work to do, deadlines, and we're trying to move things forward and we can't just sit on a piece for 10 hours. So it could be a little weak, but say something. Most artists want you guys to get your money's worth. And if you tell us right then, oh man, dude, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Most artists will redo it for you. Now they may have to take it home with them, but most artists will redo it because we want you to be happy. We want you to come back and spend your money with us again. We want you to walk away with a positive experience, but damn sure don't sit there and tell us how you love it, how great it is, and then walk off and then find out later you're bitching about what it looked like because you had the opportunity to say something. Because like I said, I've had those moments where I am just straight out exhausted. I'm trying to get through a list of work, meet deadlines for covers and commissions and everything else, get ready for shows, travel. And I've had those moments where I did a piece and it just wasn't to the best of my ability. Like I said, sometimes that happens because a lot of these times we're doing commissions at shows and you're only there for one day. We're by ourselves. We're trying to work our table and finish that commission. So sometimes it could be a little rushed. The paperwork could not be cooperating. There's a lot of factors that feed into it. So you need to be open and you need to be honest about that. You don't need to just walk away and then run to social media and complain about it. That's extremely disrespectful. But like I said, in most cases, if you tell the artist, they'll try to work with you. Now, some won't, but it's still, you should say something and you should give them the opportunity to fix it. Okay. But anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here. We've been live for almost 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes. So that is the final piece for the Venom. This one will be up for grabs. I don't know yet if I'm just going to post it for sale or do a raffle. Because like I said, I laid that one out a while back, and I figured since I had my colors and stuff out working on this commission, I figured I would go ahead and lay the inks and the colors on the Venom. But I'm going to get off here. Guys, I can't stress it enough. Go grab a copy of Department of Truth Zero. The price goes up after tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. Price goes up on it after tomorrow. All the add-on discounts goes away after tomorrow. Everything goes back to normal prices. So if you haven't grabbed it, go get it. If you want extra copies, you better go get it. If you want remarks added to your existing orders you've already put in, you better go get it because they're going to be fully painted baller remarks, headshots of Elvis. They're $40 on there right now, which includes signature. My normal price for baller remarks are $80 damn. So you better go do it, because the only reason I gave that discount is because it's Elvis. So like I said, if you've already put an order in, you've already got your copy, go add a remark if you want to, while it's technically 50% off. Go grab a spot in the 2 raffles. One's an actual 1/1 life-size Wolverine helmet that's wearable. That was handcrafted and hand painted. Go grab those spots on that. We're almost full on it. Go grab a spot on the Scooby-Doo raffle. 2 spots left. And let's make that happen, because the next raffle I put up is either going to be something like this, or it's going to be one of my statues you see behind me out of my personal collection. So something badass. Not to mention, I got a whole box of damn badass slab books over there that we're going to raffle off here soon. And there's 9 9s in there. Okay. There's matching numbered metal artist proofs, etc. in that box. So I've got some badass raffles, but I need to get those other 2 raffles done. So go grab a spot. Okay. All right. I'm going to get off here. You guys have a wonderful night. You too, Michael. You too, Patrick, everybody that came to hang out, Kevin, Andrea, everybody. Thank you guys for visiting with me for a little while. Go share out some artwork, go promote some artists, go share out their websites. If you're reading Psycho Sal, please go make a post giving your thoughts on the book, what you thought about it. Help us reach more people by the word of mouth and your what you loved about it and stuff like that. We need to get more indie books out there, and I can only reach so many people. That's where you guys come in, playing your part. Make a post. If you've read the books, talk about the books, what you enjoyed about them, what you thought about them. Excuse me. And help us get more damn eyes on. Word of mouth is incredibly powerful, and we need you guys for that. So please go show some love, make a review post, talk about the book, post it to your page, and then share it out to the comic groups, and stuff that you're members of. Help us out, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night. Love you all. Be good.